Nigerian stock market opened the week maintaining uptrend as the NSE All-Share Index inches up by 0.6% and closes above 27,000 basis points. Meanwhile, the total value of capital importation into Nigeria stood at $5,367,000 in the third quarter of 2019, and this, according to the National Bureau of Statistics, represents a decrease of -7.78% compared to quarter 2 of 2019 and 87.99% increase compared to the third quarter of 2018. And this is a portfolio reaching you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital, on NTA News 24. I'm Chiwobi Walter Naji, and on today's edition, we will be bringing your way an exclusive interview with the World Bank Country Director in Nigeria, Shubham Chaudhary, on Nigeria's business environment and enhancing investments. First, let's look at stories making the rounds on the business cycle, and Comfort Amodo is our guide.
This is NTA News 24.
Welcome to the portfolio. Now let's begin with the World Bank's recent pronouncement on Nigerians' rise up the ladder by 15 places on the global ease of doing business ranking. The bank took a step further by certain ways to catalyze private investment in the state within the country, achieving an even enviable heights by Nigeria in enabling business environments for up discussions by captains of industries and potential investors in the Nigerian capital market to further reduce exploitation of ideas and brains, encourage local content and provision of basic infrastructure base, especially at the major commercial hubs in the country.
The next question is, what will it take to catalyze private investment and job creation? Here, there are obviously multiple aspects to the challenge to helping private businesses establish, start up, and grow and create jobs.
We produce 22% of Nigeria's maize, for instance. We are by far the largest producer of this, and we are number 2 in many other crops. So agriculture is our natural endowment. It's where we have comparative advantage.
There are a lot of initiatives, and you don't quite have the right data, because it's important to know where are you starting from, who is doing what are these key priorities of government, because each MDA has been given a set of priorities, and then what are the ongoing initiatives that we need to follow through.
And moving on, the Securities and Exchange Commission has approved new securities worth 154.62 billion naira in the third quarter of 2019. These, according to SEC, consist of 3 right issues, 1 private placement and offer for subscription, 5 new offers for registration, and 5 corporate bonds. The Commission noted that this was contrary to 1 right issue, 6 new offers for registration, and 3 corporate bonds valued at 123.5 billion naira approved in the second quarter. It added that a total of 9 federal government bonds valued at 201.86 billion naira were allotted by the Debt Management Office during the period. And likewise, National Bureau of Statistics has released the 2019 third quarter report for Nigerian capital importation, with the total value of the country's importation standing at $5,337.56 million in the third quarter of 2019. This represents a decrease of -7.78% compared to second quarter of 2019, and 87.99% increase compared to the third quarter of 2018. And by sector, capital importation by banking dominated the third quarter, reaching $1,756.83 million of the total capital importation within the period. And that's the news for now. Portfolio continues with Chimobi Walter Naji. Don't go away.
Advertising your goods and services on the right channel gives you an edge over your competitors. NTA News 24 has all the platforms for your target audience. The station is on DSTV channel 419, GoTV channel 46, StarTimes channel 101, and Free TV channel 703. With our digital format and wide range, we can reach your customers in next to no time. We are eager to promote your business, goods, and services. So partner with us for a very rewarding business experience. For more information, please call Henry on 0803-379-0884 or visit our office at NTA Headquarters, Area 11, Garki, Abuja. NTA News 24. News and more news.
All right, thank you very much, Comfort. Earlier, Nigeria was said to have moved up 15 spots on the Global Ease of Doing Business Index released by the World Bank. And this was revealed by the presidency in a series of tweets on its verified Twitter handle. In the new ranking, Nigeria is now ranked 131 out of 190 countries, and Nigeria was ranked 146 last year. The Doing Business Index is an annual ranking that objectively assesses prevailing business climate conditions across 190 countries based on 10 ease of doing business indicators. Now, it captures ease of doing business reforms that have been validated by the private sector and offers comparative insights based on private sector validation in the two largest commercial cities in the country, with a population higher than 100 million. Lagos and Kano State were profiled. And to further speak on this, I'll take you to our earlier chat with the World Bank Country Director to Nigeria, Shubham Chaudhary.
Advertising your goods and services on the right channel gives you an edge over your competitors. NTA News 24 has all the platforms for your target audience. The station is on DSTV channel 419, GoTV channel 46, StarTimes channel 101, and Free TV channel 703. With our digital format and wide range, we can reach your customers in next to no time. We are eager to promote your business, goods, and services. So partner with us for a very rewarding business experience. For more information, please call Henry on 0803-379-0884 or visit our office at NTA Headquarters, Area 11, Garki, Abuja. NTA News 24. News and more news.
So let me give you a little bit of background on what this Doing Business survey measures. Basically, what we're trying to do is think about, what are the things that a business has to go through, or any, say, young Nigerian, an entrepreneur wants to start up a business. What would he or she have to go through? And we basically divided it up into 10 areas. Starting with starting a business. If you want to start a business, if you want to get a construction permit because you want to build a warehouse, or if you want to get electricity connections, if you want to trade across borders, import or export. So there are about 10 sets of key things that any businessman has to deal with in the course of doing business. And what we do is we've divided up in each of those areas, what exactly are the steps? How complicated is the process? How much time does it take? So a process could only take 2 steps, but if each step takes years, that's not very helpful. And then how much does it cost? So in each of these areas, there are 10 areas, there are sub-indicators. And what our global team does is every year they track, they have ways of, with various informed sources in country, they will track how have things changed in each of these 10 areas at the very detailed level. For Nigeria, they're looking primarily at the 2 main cities, Lagos and Kano. This year, the dramatic improvement that Nigeria has registered, going up 15 spots from 100 46th in the global rankings to 131st, basically comes from improvements that were recorded in 6 areas. Starting a business became a bit easier because of being able to do it online, shorten the time. There was getting an electricity connection became easier because the requirements in terms of certifying the connection became easier. It became easier to build a warehouse because the infrastructure development charge was eliminated, so that made it less costly. Land acquisition became a little bit easier. What I want to emphasize, though, is that, look, these are steps, but there's a mountain ahead in terms of getting to the top. Actually, from 136th, moving up the rankings, cracking the top 100, there's a long ways to go. What's really encouraging is the progress that has been made. But I think I want to emphasize that there's a long way to go, and it's both the federal government as well as especially the state governments that play a role in this. The state governments really can influence on a day-to-day basis what small businesses, medium-sized businesses, even entrepreneurs looking to start up businesses, what their experience is. How we call this whole exercise the ease of doing business. So it's really about, if a person wants to start up a business, if a person has a business, how easy is it on a day-to-day basis to deal with various aspects of running that business. And that's where Nigeria has, over the last 3 years, actually made quite a bit of progress. 3 years ago, Nigeria was 169th in the rankings. Today, this year, we rose up to 131st, but 131st for Nigeria is not good enough. And we really want to help Nigeria scale that mountain, get to the top. And that's when not only businessmen, but people on the streets will start feeling the benefits of this, because jobs, ultimately this is about helping businesses invest, grow, and create jobs so that young Nigerians have productive, good, well-paying jobs to look forward to.
All right, so basically, like you did point out, 131st is not so encouraging that, looking at the number that we are hoping to get to. What are some of the things that, Nigeria could do to get to that level?
So I think so you're absolutely right that there's a long way to go. So the easiest way of thinking about it is that there's a mountain to climb. And we're still, not all the way up the mountain, we're still ways from the top. But the key thing to focus on is that Nigeria is no longer kind of hanging around at the base. There's movement up, there's active, and then climbing pretty fast. And I think that's key to remember. Now, what will it take going forward? A lot of it is really keeping up the momentum and even accelerating the momentum in terms of the reforms that both the federal government and the state governments undertake. A lot of these reforms are really getting into the detail, very granular level of the procedures, the steps, how long it takes. Do the government agencies at the other end make it easier for businesses to actually engage with them, to kind of get the land permit or the electricity connection or the construction permit. So it's really delving into the details, systematic follow-up, and a sustained focus by the top leadership. I mean, a lot of this started 3 years ago with the establishment of the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council, and under the leadership of that council, that's where a lot of the momentum was generated. At the state level, many of the governors have picked this up, and they have a lot to do. It's really sustained focus on the implementation of the policy reforms that are needed.
So just before we talk about what impact this is having at the state levels, you see, Nigeria has made a lot of efforts in trying to encourage small businesses. First is the introduction of MSMEs clinics around the country, and of course trying to register as many businesses as possible. How can this really impact on the ease of doing business? As of now, Nigeria is said to have about 41 million MSMEs, but obviously that's a far cry to what's really is on ground.
Yeah. No, so look, part of this is all of these efforts ultimately have to, it's step by step, getting up to the point where a lot of these MSMEs, especially the micro enterprises, are operating in the informal, in the shadows. Part of what the government can do, and why are they operating in the shadows, is because they're not quite clear on how to register. And then part of registration it'll help them get finance, it'll help them get land, it'll help them get electricity connections. It's starting with, you know, making it easier for even the smallest of businesses, micro enterprises, to be willing to and feel that it will be easy to interact with the relevant government agencies in doing that, in becoming formalized. And I think that's where the work needs to be done. That's where, as I said, it's a lot of it is going to be at the state level.
All right, so getting to the state level now, some governors at the state level have actually keyed in, like you rightly said, but a lot still needs to be done. States like in the southeast, where it's believed to have a lot of small businesses coming up, what can be done to encourage those areas?
So part of what has already been done is many of the state governors have appointed reform champions for really moving forward on this business enabling reforms. That's the broader term. I don't want the focus to be entirely and exclusively on, you know, the particular doing business indicators that the World Bank tracks globally. I mean, that's a good start, but it's not the whole picture. So it's really the governors embracing the importance of creating the space for making it easier for businesses, small and large, to establish, to grow, to create jobs, to invest. Now, for each state, the focus might be slightly different depending on what the initial situation is. But what will be common to all the states is the clear leadership from the governor, the appointment of a team that will follow through. In many states, that team has already been formed, and then really having a systematic plan for saying, okay, here's where the state is, here's where we need to do better, and these are the specific steps that will be needed to actually see an improvement in the situation.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's been wonderful talking with you.
Thank you.
Can you
Advertising your goods and services on the right channel gives you an edge over your competitors. NTA News 24 has all the platforms for your target audience. The station is on DSTV channel 419, GoTV channel 46, StarTimes channel 101, and Free TV channel 703. With our digital format and wide range, we can reach your customers in next to no time. We are eager to promote your business, goods, and services. So partner with us for a very rewarding business experience. For more information, please call Henry on 0803-379-0884 or visit our office at NTA Headquarters, Area 11, Garki, Abuja. NTA News 24. News and more news.
All right, and that was the World Bank Country Director to Nigeria, Chubom Shodiri, speaking on how Nigeria can further open up its business space to investments. And it's now time to join Bosede Abel for a review of the capital markets. Do stay with us.
Hello and welcome to the market review segment for week ended 22nd November 2019. Now the NSE All Share Index appreciated by 0.52%, while market capitalization depreciated by 0.34% to close the week at 26,991.42 and 13 trillion naira. A total turnover of 1.4 billion shares worth 17.2 billion naira in 20,303 deals were traded by investors on the floor of the exchange. All other indices finished higher, with the exception of NSE Premium, NSE Banking, NSE AFR Value and NSE Industrial Goods Indices, which declined by 0.49%, 0.86%, 0.28% and 2.25%. The financial services industry led the activity chart with 880.2 million shares valued at 8 billion naira traded in 12,488 deals. The conglomerate industry followed with 283.8 million shares worth 1.5 billion naira in 841 deals. Consumer goods industry was the third place with a turnover of 80.8 million shares worth 2.3 billion naira in 2,871 deals. Trading in the top three equities were UACN PLC, FBN Holding PLC and Access Bank PLC. They jointly accounted for 554.8 million shares worth 4.3 billion naira in 4,113 deals. A total of 150 units of exchange-traded products, ETPs, valued at 15,929 naira 60 kobo were traded in 9 deals. Also, 42,085 units of federal government bonds valued at 47.4 million naira were traded in 30 deals. 40 equities appreciated in price during the week, 23 equities depreciated in price, while 102 equities remained unchanged. And now on the global scene, market focus is largely attuned to global trade development as investors continue to closely monitor a long-running dispute between the world's two largest economies. On Saturday, U.S. National Secretary Advisor Robert O'Brien said that a so-called Phase 1 trade deal with China could happen before the end of the year. However, he also cautioned President Donald Trump would not ignore ongoing protests in Hong Kong. The U.S. and China have imposed tariffs on billions of dollars worth of one another's goods since the start of 2018, battering financial markets and soaring business and consumer sentiment. European market traded higher with investors hopeful of progress in the U.S.-China trade dispute, while in Africa, stocks opened mixed, with South Africa's JSE Africa Top 40 and Namibia's overall index posting gains. That was the market review for week ended 22nd November 2019. I am Boss Able. The rest of the program continues shortly.
Advertising your goods and services on the right channel gives you an edge over your competitors. NTA News 24 has all the platforms for your target audience. The station is on DSTV channel 419, GoTV channel 46, StarTimes channel 101 and Free TV channel 703. With our digital format and wide range, we can reach your customers in next to no time. We are eager to promote your business, goods and services. So partner with us for a very rewarding business experience. For more information, please call Henry on 0803-379-0884 or visit our office at NTA Headquarters, Area 11, Garki, Abuja. NTA News 24. News and more news.
All right, thank you very much, Bosade. I hope this edition of the program was informative. Do join the conversation on our social media handle showing right there on your screen by sending your comments and contributions. Until we come your way again next week, I'm Chimobi Walter Naji. Many thanks for your time. Have a great week.